Should a base patina be used? In this video, we're going to try and answer that for you. We're going to start by sanding this copper with 180 grit and using the Sculpt Nouveau metal cleaner after that. If you need more tips on how to clean and prepare your metal, there's a lot of other videos with one particularly covering that topic. But we'll use these for both sets of metal that we're going to use. So, the first patina that we're going to use is M24 by Birchwood. Now we're going to use this as the base for Jade Green, the traditional green patina. I really feel like traditional Jade Green really benefits from using a base patina. It's one of the few that I almost always recommend it. I think it just really makes it look that much better. So there's a lot of videos on the M24 as well if you need more tips on that, but basically we diluted it so it's a 75% concentration. We left it on for about 2.5 minutes and then rinsed it off. And that's what we have. Now, traditional Jade Green is a hot process. We need to heat the metal to about 180 to 200 degrees and spray it on. You want to make sure that you don't flood it on. You can see I put it a little on and I add a little bit more heat, and you can see that by the second layer, more green is going to start showing up. Now, the base patina really helps in really any situation just to fill voids. So if you're going to have a spotted or a mottled green or blue or whatever the case is, if you want to have more of a kind of not a solid sheet of color, then a base patina might really be good for you. And that's why I really like it with Jade Green, because when I do Jade Green, I usually get a pretty mottled surface. Now, you can see it's really starting to come in here. You want to make sure that you don't overdo it on Jade Green, especially with the heat. You can see over there on that side, it's getting a little colored, so I add a little bit more, but overall, it ends up being pretty nice. The second one we're going to show is going to be a Tiffany sample, Tiffany Green, and we're going to use the M38 by Birchwood. Now, these are not the only two base patinas that you can use. There's a plethora of different options, and really comes down to, do you want more of a black base, a brown base, whatnot. So I like to use the M38 and the M24 a lot, but if I'm doing if I want to stay in the hot process, then the ferric nitrate works really well as a brown base, or liver sulfur works really well as a hot base. So those are some options, and there's a lot of different options that'll work. So basically you just try and get a more solid, darker coat underneath, and then you do your other coats over the top of it. So we're going to do the M38, and just the way I applied it, I'm going to use the Scotch-Brite here, not entirely needed, but that spray didn't come out even as I wanted it to, so I poured some on and trying to just fill in some of that spray splotting from the sprayer itself. But we'll leave this on for a couple minutes, rinse it off, dry it, and then we'll use the Tiffany Green. Now, here's the Tiffany Green, and you can see we have kind of a nice surface. It looks a little gray in here, but it was brown. But the Tiffany Green sample that I did seemed to be a little bit more mottled than typical. So there must have been a little bit of water surface tension. You can eliminate that by just giving the sample a little bit more time before moving to Tiffany Green. Now, here is our comparison of Jade Green, the left having it with the base patina and the right without. So, in my opinion, I think with the base patina is a huge win for Jade Green. And with Tiffany Green, it's not that it looks bad, but it's a completely different patina with the Tiffany Green. Birchwood and traditional patinas are available at www.sculptnouveau.com or by calling us at 760-432-8242. If you have any other questions about specific base patinas or top patinas or whatnot, we'd be happy to answer that as well. There's a lot of variations, and we would be happy to clear any questions or any just, would this two work well, or what would these two do? We'd be happy to help in any case.